here's a scam that's been making the rounds that I wanted to alert everybody to, because it's not just happening with tradespeople, it's happening with a lot of people who are purchasing goods from Marketplace or some of the other ones, Gumtree or Facebook. Anywhere you can do a transaction with a person, this is kind of happening. And it seems to be the younger generation that's doing it, well, younger than me, I'd say millennials perhaps, but it's not limited to millennials, and I'm not singling them out. I'm just saying the 2 times that I've been scammed has been via millennials doing this. And I don't know if it's because of there's an app out there that helps you do it, or exactly what the nuts and bolts of exactly how they're doing some of the things that they're doing, but I can tell you what the end result is. And the end result is getting scammed. So I'll take you through and tell you my story. All right, yesterday, a nice young girl calls me and says, I'm locked out, come and open the door. Of course, being locksmiths, that's what we do. We go there, nothing seems out of the ordinary, and she asks if she can pay by PayId. In actual fact, she asked it once over the phone, she asked it once on the doorstep when I handed the FPOS machine and asked her to pay by FPOS. She says, oh no, I'll pay by PayId. So first red flag, insisting it be paid by PayId. Because we've accepted PayId hundreds of times in the past, we haven't had any problems. Reading over literature and things like that, it seems like a fast and easy payment method. So, of course, we say, yes, no problems. So, pays by PayId and says, do you want to take a photo of the receipt? And basically, she shows me a receipt on her phone. And I thought, no, I've fallen for this trick before. I'll wait until, it hits my bank. So that's what the receipt looks like on her phone, okay? It looks legitimate. And then, so I wait on the doorstep, I go log into my internet banking, and I can see the payment. So if basically, if I had just said, yeah, I'll take a photo, taken that as confirmation I've been paid, and left it at that, most likely what would have happened is I would never have seen the money actually hit the account. That's the first trick. They take screenshots of a photo that looks exactly like this with your name and number on it, and they can SMS it to you. It's not coming from the bank. No, it's coming from their mobile phone. So whether or not they're using an app where they put in your mobile number, it comes up with your name, they put the amount and all of that, and then they screenshot it and then SMS it over to you to say, look, you've been paid. Whether or not that's an app that does that, or if it's a 2-step confirmation with their bank, but to see the green tick, to see your name, to see the dollar amount, you would assume that that is proper receipt, but it's not actually a receipt. I believe there's like another step. You can't actually schedule PayId payments from what I've read, but there is a step there where you can end up with this screen. They can screenshot it, send it to you, and you'll think you've actually been paid when in actual fact you haven't. So that was where it was leading, and I said, no, I'll just wait, and I'll just check it on my side to make sure the money hits the accounts, because it should be instant transfer. Now, a lot of times with PayId, depending on the amount and things, it can be held for 24 hours, and after you've established that connection with transferring money to that person's account, generally then it goes through instantly. Or if it's a small amount, most of the time it'll go through instantly. So it should have been an instant transfer, which it was. So it was an instant transfer. I saw it in my bank account. She showed me the screen. Everything looked good. So I thought, great, I haven't been scammed. Because getting the fake receipt SMS'd to you from the person trying to pay you has happened to me once before. And it's only a few days down the track, within the long gone, that you find out you haven't been paid and you can't find them and they don't take your calls. So anyway, money hit my bank in this scenario, so I thought, right, it's a done deal. Everything's done. I've been paid. Everybody's happy. Until I get home and I have a look and I see this letter from the bank. And I've retracted the case number so that way it's all, quiet and, I'm not outing anybody or anything. But basically, here we go. The money was mistakenly, it says here that the customer mistakenly paid you. We are satisfied that the funds have been paid to your account in error in accordance with the obligations under e-payment code. Now, when you're using PayId, you use a phone number to make that payment. If the bank has thought that there was an error with paying me and they wanted to solve the case, rather than listening to that person, they should have actually called up the person who's been paid. They had my phone number. That's how the transaction was able to be processed, with the phone number. So the person who has done this basically has said, oh, yeah, there's the girl on the other end. Oh, she's made a silly mistake. Just refund it back to her without even looking into it. Okay, so that's the second way I got scammed. She's gone ahead, spent 20 minutes on the phone talking to her bank, convincing them that she's made an error, a clerical mistake, and accidentally paid me. So where does this leave us now? I call her 4 or 5 times, no response, put my number on private, no response, start sending messages, asking why she's reversed it, what's going on. I've gone out there to help her. I've helped her at a reasonable price. Now, if I was out there ripping people off and charging them $800, $900 for a lockout and, bullying them into paying their things, I could understand if they wanted to charge it back. but I'm simply charging $154 to go out on a stinking hot day, open a Lockwood deadlock, which is hard, and then open another knob set on top of that, out there in 10 to 15 minutes, fast service, and I'm charging $154 for it, which is fair by all means, okay? And she sends me, I'm sending her back saying, why are you doing this when I'm the one who's helped you? You shouldn't be doing this to people who have helped you. You know, it's a small amount of money you just paid. You know, I just want to earn my money legitimately, fairly, and I want to be paid fairly. And she's gone ahead and cashed it back. So when confronted with that, I put in an information saying, no, you've deliberately cashed it back. My bank confirms it. She sends me this receipt. Okay, and I look at this receipt. Yeah, it is legit. She did pay me that one time because the money hit the bank. And I question her, and she turns by SMS because she won't answer my calls. And then I send her this one saying, no, it's been reversed. I was there at 3:30. This is at 4:25. Within the hour, she's had it reversed. And we're not talking a large amount of money. And when you look up the literature for PayId, can it be reversed? They say no. But there is a loophole it can be, obviously. Now, if I was somebody who was losing thousands of dollars on a transaction, like many people are on Facebook, or many people are on Gumtree, or many people are who are privately selling or doing work for a client, or you're running a big company and you're getting these type of receipts in, and you're not checking it a week later to see if it's been reversed, this could be quite devastating to some companies. And the people who are doing it, I'm telling you now, it's not their first time. Check this out. So she sends me this pay receipt, and she says, I used another bank to pay you. Should be there soon or tomorrow. If tomorrow I haven't received, tell me. Okay, so acting as if everything's still legit. But here's the thing. The numbers from the account are identical. Okay, the transaction, identical. She's screenshotted. So on her mobile phone, she's taken a screenshot of not the whole screen, just a particular portion of it. So everything's cut off, such as her name and all this sort of stuff. And it's just this. And she sent it to me again, as if I'm dumb enough to believe that she's transferred it again. So let's get this right. 3:30, I do the job. 4:30, 3:30, would do the job, receive the money. 4:30, got a cash back, she's received her money back. 6 o'clock, I'm on the phone to her, getting nothing, sends me this first receipt saying, no, I paid you. First time around, there you go. And then I sent her the screenshot saying, no, you didn't pay me, you reversed it, and I confirmed it with the bank. And then she's gone ahead and sent me this next receipt saying, I've done it from another bank. But it's the same receipt again. She sent it to me again. And she's telling me now to wait 24 hours, this, that, and the other. Try again tomorrow, basically. So she's trying again to scam me, okay? Rather than say, okay, yes, you got me, here's your money, I'll pay you. No, try again, pushing it over and over until you either forget, give up, or work out that you've been scammed. So I informed her that, yes, it is fraud, just like writing a dodgy check. If you do this and you fraudulently pass money and take it back, it is fraud, and I will be reporting it. Because I know it's a small amount of money, but here's the thing: who else has she done it to? You know, she could be doing this regularly, and it's not her first rodeo. The way that this is, and the way that she's got the answers of, it takes 24 hours. A lot of older people using PayId aren't tech savvy, so they don't know that when it takes 24 hours, when they don't, all these sorts of things. Then they say things like, I've scheduled it for tomorrow. Too many payments came out today. It's scheduled for tomorrow. I've got a limit. Another load of bullshit. Okay, these people have these these scripts that they follow, and they've got answers for these things to try and deflect, make you feel like you're going to get your money, but the truth is you're not. And these type of people who are doing this can continually do this for many thousands of dollars over a year period, and it'll all be too small for anybody to report, too small for anybody to take them to court over and do anything about. So that's why I informed her, no, it is fraud, and I will be taking this further. Anyway, the next day, which is today, basically, I check my bank account, come 9 o'clock, it's not in there. I read text message because she won't take my call, saying, look, today's the day, look, the money's not in the account now for the second time. So you paid me, you reversed it, you said you paid me, and you sent me that screenshot of the same receipt of the first time round. So I know that's dodgy, I'm not stupid, I'm going to go lodge this and make a report of it. Anyway, cut a long story short, she says, no, I paid you, it'll be there. Just give it time. And I'm like, okay. So I'm getting ready to go down the police station and all the rest. And I said, look, that's it. I'm on my way. And she sends me another receipt. And the next receipt, actually I didn't screenshot it, next receipt was done today. Okay. So she lied on the first one. No, she paid on the first one. She reversed it, tried to scam me. Lied on the second receipt that she sent me, saying that she had paid it again last night, which she didn't. And then forwarded me the copy of the first receipt, hoping I'd be dumb enough not to notice that it was the same one. Okay, and then once pushed again today, telling her that what she's doing is fraud and it's wrong. She's actually paid the money to me at 11 o'clock. And then when I confronted her again at 3 o'clock saying, look, this is it, I'm about to lodge it, as fraud, I checked the bank account. She says she sent me a different receipt, and I checked the bank account and actually had gone through that one. So there was no waiting even on the second amount. There was no waiting. So basically she's paid the money. So now she doesn't owe me anything. But the thing is that I wanted to get through to everybody is that there's a lot of people out there who think this is okay. They think it's okay to rip people off like this. They think it's okay to basically dud people out of the money they owe them. And it's not just a small thing. This is happening on a lot of people who are purchasing stuff. And you won't be as lucky as I am to get the money out of them. One of the things that really did help me is on the bank statement. When I had a look at the bank statement, her name came up. So her name came up. And then you have the transaction as well, which has her full bank account. So for people doing this, yes, you've got their name, yes, you've got their full bank account, okay, but it's only up to the police whether or not they use this information. And by lodging it with the police means that if they keep doing it, they'll turn up. And the police will have this case in front of them saying, look, this person's done 54 cashbacks totaling this amount of money, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I say it's bad on the bank for not actually calling me. That was ridiculous that they did not call me. You know, if they're going to do a reverse back or something like that, they should be checking it out rather than just listening to the person on the phone, because it's unusual that she, does a transaction like that. Anyway, cut a long story short, yeah, it is fraud and it is stealing, and these people are making thousands of it. There's a 60% increase in PayId scams this year compared to last, and the loopholes, as we've already spoken about, okay, dodgy screen receipts. I'm not sure if they're using an app to actually produce these. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, when you go to your bank, like I forced her into paying because I wasn't happy. She said, oh, you want to take a photo of the receipt? I don't know it's a receipt. It's on her phone. It could just be from her bodgy app. Okay, and there's also one more step after they show this green tick to actually confirm the payment. So sometimes you can see this and it not actually hit your account. That's scam one. Scam two is when she did the reversal. So there's two ways of scamming it. First one is you interpret the receipt as legit, you take it as paid, and you walk off, you leave it as that. First way. If they're pushed, then they actually do transfer the money, and then they go for a reversal. Okay, and that's what happened in my case. There's a lot of other scams which are happening, and I'm not going to go into them, where they say you need to pay money to activate it. I've overpaid you, now pay me back. All these sorts of scams that are going on with PayId. But these are the two that affect a lot of people like myself who receive a couple $100 here or there by this method, who can get caught out. Okay, so there's two times I was caught out there. First one from seeing a dodgy receipt and him telling me it was going to be scheduled, this, that, and the other. You've got your receipt, you've already been paid, all very, dominant, loud speaking and forceful. You've been paid, when really you haven't. Okay, I got paid in this one scenario of $154, which is good, but I'm not going to be accepting PayId anymore. It's going to be cash or card. Cash you cannot get back. Card, it's extremely hard for you to go through the bank and reverse that charge if they've presented their card and they've presented the PIN number. And that's what you have to do for any transaction over $100 in Australia. So that's the two methods of payment I'm going to take, or bank deposit, direct bank deposit. You can also use this, most debit cards over the phone to make a pre-booking payment. That's another way of not having to run out in the middle of the night and find out your customer's not there or fallen asleep or run away or something. You can take a pre-booking payment. I just found this as well, and this is Redland City Bulletin, and basically it's saying that people are producing these fake receipts here, and police are warning sellers advertising online to check they have been paid before sending off their goods. So if you have a look at this receipt, it looks legit, but it's not. You've got the green tick, you've got the logo, you've got all the information there, you've got the amount, but it's not legit. So this is what I'm saying about PayId. You really got to be careful about it. I couldn't believe, I was so furious to know that I got scammed after helping somebody out, and there was red flags there. The first red flag was they asked over the phone if they could pay PayId, and then when she got there and came time payment, before I even sort of said, how are you going to pay? She says, I'll be paying by PayId. And I thought to myself, if you can pay PayId, you can just use your credit card or tap your mobile phone or anything like that. So insisting on paying PayId was a red flag. The next red flag was asking, do I want to take a photo of the receipt, when it wasn't really a real receipt. That was a bit of a red flag, and it was to my credit that I said, no, I'll check it right now on my side to make sure I've got the money. So she actually had to go, yes, complete, yes, confirm, for the money to hit there. As far as the bank cashing it back, well, I'll be making a call to them just to let them know what happened so they can put it on file. And if it does happen to you like this, I would suggest doing the same, because it's not okay to run around and just do cashbacks like this. It's like writing bodgy checks. It's not okay. It's not okay to trick people out of their money when they're helping you, especially when it's such a small amount. Yeah, and as far as the receipts hitting your bank, this was after 1 hour. If I hadn't have checked it, I would have assumed that the money was in my bank and I'd been paid. So now this makes me want to go over my banking history and see if any of the others have ever been returned. I mean, I've never really had this problem in the past, so it's new, and this PayId is new, but it goes to show you that it's not the foolproof method that they're making out. If you read the literature on PayId, can it be reversed? They say no. Obviously it can be, and that's massive. Also, with the receipts, I don't know about the app. Somebody can leave it down below, but I believe there could be an app, or there could be a way of that people are doing these fake receipts. Another red flag is when it's not being SMSed from the bank, it's being SMSed from them to you. Another red flag. So if all of this is too much for you, well, cash or card. Just go cash or card, because with all new technologies, there's always loopholes and things like this. Even with credit cards, if they pay you over the phone, they can call their bank within a month and say, no, it was a mistake, cash it back. So with cash, you can't do that. With EFTPOS, you can't do that because they've presented the card and the PIN number to a terminal. So that's my video for today. Leave it down in the comments what you think, and thanks for watching.